We're going to start tonight with our focus on the Camp Mystic families who we know are still learning about what life looks like now, almost a year after the devastating flash flooding in the Texas Hill Country. Tonight, we start with our Amelia Magavro, who is sitting down with one North Texas mother who says that while her daughter's life, without question, ended far too soon, her legacy is only just beginning.
Mommy, I'm so happy that you're home.
There are some people whose absence is just impossible to ignore. Even at just 8 years old, Hadley Hannah was one of them.
She just was always happy and loving and just really special, one-of-a-kind little girl.
Hadley was Carrie Hannah's middle child and also her mini-me. Hadley loved sports, she loved making people laugh, and most of all, she loved being a kid.
I'll always be a baby, even when I'm a teenager.
For anybody who didn't have the beautiful experience of knowing Hadley firsthand, can you describe who she was?
She was loud. Our house is really quiet now. She always made her presence known. And she was a great middle sister because she was Harper's best friend and Hunter's best friend. They still love each other so much.
Camp Mystic was part of that childhood, and it was also part of Carrie's childhood too. See, for generations, families have sent daughters to the camp along the Guadalupe River in Kerrville to build friendships and grow their faith. So for Carrie, dropping off her girls last July was a happy goodbye.
The last memory I have of her was her running away from me at camp drop-off and cartwheeling, throwing her hands in the air, and just being so happy. And I guess I'm glad that that is the last thing I saw.
5 days later, historic floodwaters tore through Camp Mystic before dawn, overwhelming cabins as campers slept. Hadley ended up being among the many girls reported missing.
I woke up to my phone just blowing up and asking if I had heard anything about flooding, about girls being found downriver in trees, and I didn't know anything.
Carrie's oldest daughter, Harper, barely survived, and Hadley still unaccounted for. But days later, her body was found.
So her nails were how we identified her, because she'd painted them alternating green and yellow before camp. Just told her how sorry I was and that I loved her and begged her to forgive me.
27 girls and counselors died that morning, now remembered as Heaven's 27, and 9 of them were from North Texas. Carrie says those other 9 grieving parents have now become a new family.
We wish we didn't know each other, because we wish none of us were in this position, but oh, thank goodness we're together.
Senate Select Committee on Disaster Preparedness and Flooding will come to order.
And as the families mourned, they also demanded answers, including the Hannahs, convincing lawmakers in Austin to make a change.
Our precious, hilarious, kind, caring, silly, loving little girl who always wanted to help others died because there was no plan, because there was no backup system or sirens.
Last September, Texas lawmakers passed multiple bills strengthening flood preparedness and warning systems in flood-prone areas.
I think that I have to have a purpose now. And that purpose is protecting my children, their future children, and all the other children that go to camp.
For Carrie, that's only part of Hadley's legacy. When Hadley wasn't cartwheeling through life, she was giving out hugs. And today that spirit lives on through the nonprofit Hugs from Hadley.
Like, she would just come up and just get you from behind and give you a big hug, and oh, I'd give anything for a hug now. And Doug came up with Hugs from Hadley, and we are just looking for organizations that fit her spirit.
I mean, if she could see all the good that you're doing in her name, if she could see all the people who remember her, all the people who are inspired, what do you think she'd say?
She'd be happy. She'd say thank you.
And maybe give one of those sneak attack hugs,
She'd
right?
give a big hug.
1 year later, green ribbons still wrap trees throughout the Park Cities. Signs and crosses still decorate front yards. Quiet reminders that this community is forever missing 9 precious daughters. Carrie admits the grief will never disappear, but neither will these girls, and neither will Hadley.
We thought Hadley was destined for greatness, and she still is. It's just not how we expected it to be. And I hate that it took our 27 angels to change things, but they're making a difference.
Amelia McGalvro, CBS News, Texas.
Just one of so many families that we are thinking about. Some from our own CBS News Texas family have spent considerable time recently down in the Hill Country, watching, talking as they rebuild and heal. We're going to have live coverage for you from Kerrville. Starts first thing tomorrow morning. If you're up bright and early, starts at 5 a.m. with our Madison Sawyer from our morning show. She'll be live, and all of our newscasts with continuing with Ken Molestina and Marvin Hurst all the way through Saturday night. We hope you can join us for that and honor all these wonderful people. A former North Texas principal is facing felony charges tonight after investigators say that he illegally sold weight loss drugs to educators and school staff. Investigators say the case involves the medication that's called tirzepatide, which is more commonly known, a brand you may know, Zepbound or Mounjaro. Former Crowley ISD principal Gerardo Moreno Mendez was arrested back in June, but the criminal complaint actually goes all the way back to January. Investigators say that that's when he allegedly provided the drug to 3 female co-workers. Federal law does prohibit the distribution of the drug without a valid prescription. Crowley ISD says Moreno Mendez is no longer employed by the district, but as of tonight, it's unclear when he did leave the district. America's 250th Independence Day celebration may be on Saturday, but Dallas police say they're going to start stepping up enforcement efforts tomorrow. DPD says officers will be using drones in some cases to help respond to calls of celebratory gunfire, which the chief says flat out will not be tolerated. Officers will also be on the lookout for illegal fireworks, no matter how big.
That includes the sparklers that the kids swirl around. They burn at about 2,000 degrees, which is similar to a blowtorch. So when they put them on the ground, they go ahead and pick them back up, or they step on them, and it causes a lot of burn injuries. Not to mention it can cause grass fire.
And new this year, pay attention. Parking on the Dallas freeways during fireworks shows is not going to be allowed. Police, in fact, plan to block off almost every major road around Reunion Tower, including the freeway ramps and around FIFA Fan Fest during the fireworks display. And if you're on a road and they say you parked to watch the display, DPD says they will tow your car. And as we all get ready to celebrate, the city of Wylie inviting families to take a step back in time. Tonight, our Aaron Jones taking us all inside a unique interactive exhibit, bringing our history to life.
I want to welcome to the year 1905, even though I'm dressed from the 1700s for America 250.
For Christopher Rasso, stepping into George Washington's shoes is a chance to spark curiosity.
They want to know, why are you dressed like that? And why did people dress that way in history?
At the historic Brown House in downtown Wylie, the retired history teacher isn't just telling visitors about America's founding, he's letting them experience it.
We've got a list here of all the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence.
From an interactive Declaration of Independence.
So give it a little dip and try to sign your name.
To writing with a quill pen and learning colonial era skills like sewing, the America 250 exhibit gives visitors a glimpse of life in America's earliest days.
It was so cool to kind of jump back in time a little bit and be able to actually feel like how John Hancock did when he was like, I'm the first to sign this one.
Before heading out, visitors are asked to sign this flag that will be sent out to deployed service members.
Remind them we don't take our freedom lightly. We know that they are the ones that are responsible for keeping our freedom.
Welcome to your kitchen.
For Rasso, the colonial clothing may draw people in, but he hopes the history is what stays with them.
I believe it's very important for Americans to come to understand the very nature of the document we're celebrating. This document still has a major sway on how we live today, and to look at the challenges associated with the writing of the document. America was not perfect at the time it was written.
He says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness isn't a one-time goal.
So it's something we have to aim for every day.
The America 250 exhibit will remain open through September, giving families plenty of time to continue exploring America's story. In Wylie, Aaron Jones, CBS News, Texas.
And Aaron wanted us to pass along tomorrow. There'll be a special celebration, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come on by anytime. It'll include a colonial era costume contest, and there'll be a trivia challenge as well. And admission, best price of all, it's free.